even though Meri and I really don't have a real relationship, my conscience really dictated that I went and spoke with her about the property.
She doesn't trust me because she would screw me if she could. That's what I believe. Okay, and I'll be honest, I've thought about screwing her. Okay, so I'm being honest, but I won't. My wife with a conscience won't let me.
I'm only legally a third owner of one of the 4 parcels.
Where to start with this mess? So, Janel, in her never-ending attempt to help, tries to support Meri, only for Meri to go running straight to Kody. And voila, the dream of the OG3 is officially dead. Now it's down to the sister-wife family, Janel and Christine, the Kody faction, Aka Kody and Robyn, with Robyn playing her part until she's discarded like last season's fashion. And then poor Meri, who still harbors this delusional hope of being welcomed back into Kody's ever-changing faction. But the real kicker here is Kody's total admission that he wants to rip off his wives, financially. I mean, come on, he actually says it out loud. Not just thinking it, not just privately hoping for it. No, he's on camera straight up admitting it. It's a level of audacity that even I can't quite wrap my head around. I honestly don't buy his excuse about panicking during the lot division. Kody and Robyn knew damn well that the land division was all kinds of messed up from the start. They knew it was totally skewed, and yet they went ahead with it anyway. What makes this whole thing perfectly logical, from Kody's twisted perspective, is the way the land was divided. First, Kody, because of course he gets to be on every piece of land, wouldn't want him to miss out on anything, right? Then Robyn and Janel, each getting 2 parcels, and poor Christine and Meri, getting stuck with 1 piece of land each, because they're at the bottom of Kody's priority list. When Christine pulls her name off, suddenly Kody and Robyn get even more. Surprise, surprise. And yet, Kody seems to think we all somehow missed it. He really believes he's playing some masterful game where no one can see through his manipulations. Oh, the delusion is strong with this one. Then there's the pure comedy of Robyn, sitting there acting like she's the voice of reason, telling Kody not to screw over Christine, Janel, and Meri financially. Oh, come on, Robyn, spare us the drama. Meanwhile, she and Kody are living it up in their million-dollar mansions, driving their shiny, expensive cars, buying luxury art, and gifting their kids motorbikes and RV. The kicker? All of this is funded by the family money pot that Janel, Meri, and Christine have been pouring into for years, through their businesses, TLC deals, and yes, their leaves being aired out for public consumption. For at least a decade, Kody's first 3 wives blindly trusted him with their share of the family wealth. And where did it all go? Straight into the glamorous Kody and Robyn fund. And if you think this stops with Kody and Robyn's lavish lifestyle, think again. Robyn's 3 adult kids are living it up at the mansion, not working a day in their leaves, all while driving around in luxury vehicles. Meanwhile, Kody's other 13 children are working their butts off to support themselves. Except for Truly, of course, who's too young to be exploited. Look, Christine, Meri, and Janel need to get their heads together, hire some real lawyers and forensic accountants, and start getting their fair share back. Kody and Robyn have been quietly moving money around, hiding it in family funds, and setting up LLC and trusts for over a decade. And the worst part, there's 12 years of footage to prove everything. They've all been wives who trusted Kody with their finances, and now their hard-earned money is funding Kody and Robyn's luxurious lifestyle, all while the rest of the kids work for a living. It's outright theft, deception, and probably some money laundering on top of it. It's time these women lawyer up and use Kody's own words to take him down. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Robyn's obsession with Janel is truly something to behold. Why is she so fixated on her? Can she just drop it already? It's honestly bizarre. Apart from her biological children and the absentee kids, who she conveniently pretends aren't part of the main family, Robyn's behavior is just strange. What's her deal? Is this for the show, or is she really that delusional? Her whole act of pretending to be the ideal, I want a plural family, wife is just embarrassing. Newsflash, Robyn, nobody's buying it. It's like she's playing some sort of game with the audience, hoping they'll think she's the saint who wants to embrace the whole sister-wife thing, when we all know she's just trying to gain favor. It's kind of like, oh no, please don't make me buy that McMansion on the hill with the extra 2 acres, which were, by the way, purchased separately, but from the same account. I definitely don't want to be the legal wife. And please don't make me go on a 2-week honeymoon to Hawaii with all my kids. I'll take the leftover property, the one nobody else wants, please. The real kicker? Robyn's clearly worried that Kody would still go back to Janelle if she'd have him. Janelle held her own special place in the family dynamic, with Kody seeing her as his intellectual equal and logical best friend. They were on the same wavelength. Meanwhile, Meri and Christine were fighting for scraps at the bottom. Robyn, of course, already had them beat from the start. Then there's the whole thing with Janelle's $401k. Robyn definitely loves that sweet $401k cash. For her, Janelle was the easiest sister wife to deal with. Janelle could stay married to Kody without getting in Robyn's way or meddling in her business. As for Meri, she's just trying to win Robyn's favor to get back into Kody's good graces. But Robyn, she's not having it, ignoring Meri's calls and texts like it's her job. Christine, on the other hand, was the one Robyn couldn't measure up to either because Robyn was too lazy or lacked the energy. Plus, the kids clearly favored Christine, which made Robyn green with envy. But Janelle didn't require anything from Robyn. Janelle was the one woman who didn't make Robyn feel threatened. Here's the deal. Robyn doesn't care about Janelle or any of the OG3. This is all about saving face in front of the cameras. She's desperately trying to convince everyone that she truly wanted sister wives, and that their departures had nothing to do with her. And yeah, I think there's some truth to that. She didn't want to be the only wife. What she really wanted was to be the favorite wife. That's the game she's been playing. It's especially odd since she never had much to do with Janelle. I think Robyn views Janelle as the lesser evil compared to Meri and Christine. Janelle's laid-back vibe and need for her own space made her easier to deal with. But here's the kicker. Robyn's probably scared. Scared that without her identity as a polygamist, her time on TV is running out. She managed to make herself the favorite wife by playing the victim card that the OG3 were mean to her and ratting her out. Now, though, she has to keep Kody's attention all on her. If she kept at least one of the OG wives around, it'd help prevent Kody from looking for a new wife, since we all know he's got a short attention span. This season, it's clear that Kody is starting to get on Robyn's nerves. As much as she wants to be his hash one, she needs him to have somewhere else to go every once in a while. Because let's be real, Kody's exhausting, and spending years with him is definitely taking a toll on Robyn and her older kids. Janelle has mastered the art of ignoring Robyn. Seriously, if you go all the way back to Season 1, Episode 1, and track it all the way up to Season 6, Episode 4, you'll notice something. Janelle never speaks directly to Robyn. Not once, as far as I can tell. If Janelle has to address Robyn, it's always through the group, like she's trying to make a point, but not to Robyn specifically. Whenever Robyn tries to talk to Janelle, Janelle gives her a half-hearted response at best, and then immediately turns her attention to the group. It's almost like Robyn's just a distant background noise, and Janelle has no interest in engaging with her. The kicker? Janelle never looks at Robyn when she talks. Her eyes are always forward, as if Robyn's voice doesn't even register. But the second someone else speaks, Janelle's all in eye contact, engagement, maybe even a response. With Robyn, absolutely indifferent. It's like Janelle is giving a master class in how to dismiss someone without ever saying a word. And it's so blatant, it's almost impressive. Then there's the classic Management 101 moment. Janel will casually toss out these little remarks aimed at no one in particular, but really, we all know who she's talking to. Like when she says, "Hey, maybe if we could stop acting like hoes who hog the husband, that would be great." But you know, Noah in particular. It's like a subtle dagger that lands squarely at Robyn's feet, even though she's technically not being addressed. Honestly, I think Janel was over Robyn from the start. She may have told the cameras that Robyn was always meant to be a part of the family, but her actions, total opposite. And here's the real kicker. Robyn either never noticed or just didn't care. Meanwhile, she'd whine constantly about how Christine didn't accept her, which, to be fair, Christine did try. But Janel? Nope. Janel's indifference is so obvious, it's almost painful. Yet Robyn never seemed to catch on, or maybe just didn't want to admit it. It's like Robyn's that annoying person in meetings who drones on, and everyone else just tunes her out because she's easy to ignore. Now, it's interesting that Christine actually made an effort with Robyn, while Janel couldn't be bothered. And yet, Kody always blamed Christine for everything. It's almost like Robyn was jealous of Christine for a lot of reasons, like how the kids adored her, or maybe because Christine was a better cook. And let's be real, Robyn was pretty salty about that. She was never gonna be jealous of Janel though, because Janel had the financial and practical responsibilities in the family. Robyn didn't want any part of that. Robyn's real goal, she wanted to be the new Christine. She wanted to be the one everyone turned to, the one the kids flocked to, the one everyone praised. Oh, and there's that moment with the kids when they were talking about Christine's famous mock pudding. Robyn was practically seething. You could see the steam coming out of her ears. Kody noticed, too. He gave her that look like, "Yup, I'm gonna hear about this later." And you know he did. Janel's money. So, let's break it down. Christine sells her house in Flagstaff, buys a new one in Utah, and gets to walk away with a nice chunk of cash. Meri, well, she's got her bed and breakfast, but Janel, what's left for her? A trailer. After all those years in a marriage, she certainly deserves more than that. Now, let's talk about Meri's B&B. Some might want to count that as a family asset she took with her, but let's be real, she paid for the whole thing herself, no family contributions or support. Honestly, she's getting shafted just like Janel. Both of them put money into Robyn's house, and they both chipped in for Coyote Pass. So, yeah, they're both owed something. Too bad they're not getting it back anytime soon. Oh, and don't forget, Meri handed over her entire house sale profit from Vegas to help with Robyn's place. She deserves that back, and Janel should get her share too. But we all know that's just wishful thinking. Christine, on the other hand, sold her house in Flagstaff for a cool $500K, a mix of family money and equity. Kody's name was not on the deed, so that was all hers. Then she rented half of a duplex in Utah. She didn't buy it, just rented. Meanwhile, Kody's out there taking out home equity loans on Robyn's property in 2021, which the tabloids misinterpreted as Kody owes taxes. Newsflash, he didn't owe $200K in taxes. If you ask me, those loans were to pay off Janel, but of course, they needed some drama for the show. So Janel's storyline became "I have no money," when we all know she's the one who was managing the finances. She knows where the skeletons are buried. Kody's been getting creative with the taxes, and we all know it. Don't kid yourself, Janel's been taken care of. I think what really happened is that Kody gradually pushed Janel out of the finances, and it finally clicked for her. He and Robyn were living it up, and she was left out in the cold. The whole thing with her RV, Kody complaining about it, probably made her suspicious about the accounts. Whatever she discovered, I'm betting that was the last straw and the reason she walked away. I could have sworn I saw something about them taking out a new mortgage on Robyn's house right after Christine left. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while. But if that's true, I wouldn't be surprised if that money was handed straight to her. And hey, with Coyote Pass being paid off recently, maybe she's got at least one of those lots now. Kody can complain all he wants about not owing her anything, but she's not walking away empty-handed. Their finances are well documented, and if she wanted to sue him, all that juicy info would be public record. And let's face it, they won't let that happen. So here's the thing. I think they borrowed against the new equity to pay Janelle back her half of the Vegas proceeds that she put into Robyn's house. They probably gave her around $180K or so, but they still owe her more. Maybe it's when they put her parcel in her name so she can build by herself, or they'll just liquidate it. Either way, Janelle's the last person who should be begging for what's rightfully hers. It's honestly ridiculous at this point. The drama of family finances, right? So, how much did Robyn and Kody swipe from the other wives over the years? Well, let's just say if there's a forensic accountant out there who's got a lot of time on their hands, they'd have a field day with this one. First, we all know the point of the family pot system was supposed to be that everyone shares everything equally, including assets, for the kids' future. That was the plan until Robyn and Kody decided to rewrite the script. Robyn's brilliant idea, announcing that the kids would inherit from their biological mothers. Surprise. Which naturally left Janelle in shock, and let's be honest, made a lot of people pretty angry. So now we're all sitting here wondering exactly how much the wives lost out on, right? Here's where things get extra juicy. Robyn says it's impossible to figure out how much money was lost because it would be too much of a hassle. Nice try, Robyn. What a convenient excuse. You don't need to be a financial expert to realize something's fishy here. Let's start with some major red flags. The money from the sale of Meri's and Janelle's Vegas houses, where did that go? Oh wait, it went straight toward Robyn's McMansion. That seems fair. And then there's the sale of the house in Lehigh. Anyone remember where that money ended up? I swear I recall Janelle using a small inheritance to pay the down payment on that place. But didn't she also cash out some retirement savings to pay off Robyn's debt so she could actually get financing for her house? Does anyone else remember that? It sounds a little too convenient to be a coincidence. Honestly, this whole situation feels like a lifetime of financial manipulation. Think about it. Kody paid close to nothing to support the 13 kids he initially had, while the wives took on more and more responsibility. Imagine taking care of 11 kids, being pregnant, and working a night job like Christine did. To me, that's worth millions. So yeah, the wives definitely got the short end of the stick. And speaking of money, if Janelle's reading this, get a forensic accountant and an actuary. Trust me, you're going to need them. Now, onto the real kicker. The wives earned roughly $2 million each over 19 seasons. That's based on the fact that the cast earns about $500K per season. But here's the catch. Kody and Robyn have been living like a typical married couple, splitting everything. Meanwhile, Christine, Janelle, and Meri were solely responsible for their household incomes. Let's not forget, Christine and Janelle each had 6 kids to take care of. That's a lot of mouths to feed, clothe, and send to the doctor. So they likely had less disposable income than Kody and Robyn. Where did all the money go? Well, we all know Robyn came into the family with a mountain of debt. So, how did she manage to pay that off? And let's not forget, where did Kody and Robyn get a $400K down payment for their brand new $2 million house? Oh yeah, that's definitely a mystery worth solving. All in all, there's no exact number, but you can bet Robyn and Kody have been skimming from the start. So yeah, the wives deserve a major payout, so apparently the news about Kody suing Janelle might not be true after all. Not totally sure, but hey, I'm an attorney, so naturally, I had to dig around for court documents to see if there's any truth to this alleged lawsuit. After searching both Kody and Janelle's names in the Arizona Judiciary's case search, guess what? no relevant documents came up in any court in the state. Shocking, right? Now, I know it can take time for court documents to appear, and sure, maybe they sealed the case for some mysterious reason, but I just thought I'd share my findings because, people on the internet love to speculate about everything. And just to clarify, I didn't bother reading the clickbait headline further, but someone else did, and apparently, it was about will Jenelle sue? I mean, come on, the drama is chef's kiss. But hey, since you're an attorney, let's pick your brain here. What kind of claim could Kody possibly sue Janelle for? And while we're at it, what kind of claims could Meri and Janelle file against Kody and Robyn? After all, Meri and Janelle both paid into CP, and they contributed equity in their Vegas homes, which helped buy Robyn's mansion and Christine's home, under the assumption they'd get that money back when it came time to build their own homes on CP. Also, what's your take on Kody settling with Christine? He gave up his claim to her house for $10, and she gave up her claim to Kody's part of CP, also for $10. But since family funds were used to buy Christine's house, didn't Kody kind of screw over Janelle and Meri when he made that deal with Christine? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.